still hit it when I said don't hit that button yet.
My fault.
Hit it. I'm on. Say something.
All right, welcome.
See, my mic knocked off. That's why I told you don't hit it yet.
Welcome to the Insensitive Philly Sports Podcast, and we are your real hosts. We got Wayne and Tim. We here after a nice win in Chicago. Sixers was out in Chicago, and they came in and they did what we expected them to do. They played very hard. For one thing I gotta say is hats off to Derozan, man. That pickup that they had trading him, because I was looking at the trade. I was like, well, what exactly did they get to bring him in there? They gave up Dad Young, some other player, I don't even know his name, and a future pick. He signed a 3-year, $85 million deal, and that's well worth that money, man. He's dominant. He got the mid-range game. He would be perfect on this team, be honest with you. If you really think about it, that shooting guard position, if he was in that role, I couldn't see anybody stopping this. And he's long in the tooth. He's like a 12-year veteran. But you just saw dominance today. You saw how he can get a shot. And then one of the on a broadcast of, I forget his name, Allah, he said something that I thought was accurate. He said he's going to take the shot that he wants to take. You're not going to force him to take any other shot except the shot that he wants. And when he take that shot, that mid-range shot, he square up his shoulders, it's a wrap. So, I mean, I know it's Sixers, but I had to get this man Derozan. I got to give him his props. He's a straight baller. He deserved to be an All-Star.
But DeRozan been doing that for years. The problem was they were running into LeBron James.
Yeah.
Because let's keep it a beam. When they traded him and brought Kawhi in here, and Kawhi is Kawhi. But that being said, that team was still a real good team. Even when they did the coach dirty too. That team was a good team.
Oh, Casey.
Yeah. It was just running into Brown every year. So, but our Sixers, Joel Embiid continues to dominate. Like, honestly, I felt like every shot that he shot whatever he wanted tonight. Like,
whatever he wanted.
Even when, and then it was like when he went out the game, we had like an 18-point lead that we blew, and they had it down to like 4. As soon as Joel came back in the game, he touched it, pull up, jumper, net. Like it. And I used to love Vuk. I like Vuk when he was with the Sixers. I hated the fact that Doug Collins got rid of him.
Yeah,
but
we had him like a rookie. How long was he? A year, maybe 1 or 2?
Maybe. But I remember actually one of our co-hosts on this podcast used to love Spencer Halls. Spencer Halls. And I used to hate Spencer Halls because I thought Vukovic should have been starting instead of him. But that being said, Vukovic is a solid player, but he's just he can't handle. He's one of the guys that absolutely cannot handle Joel Embiid.
No. See, and
we got to give my man some props. Listen, I want to make sure everybody in here giving the boy his props, because everybody will rip him if he off. Tobias was balling tonight. Today.
Yeah. Fourth quarter, him and Embiid, because you were saying Embiid wouldn't let us lose, but Tobias wouldn't let us lose in the fourth quarter. He balled out. I mean, and I hate to be negative, but this is cool. But that team didn't show us no zone defense. So they didn't attack our weakness. Every other team will attack our weakness. So I want to see the next time a team throw up a zone defense.
Wait. Tim, hold. Maine is right. What is up with the title? DeMar DeRozan dominate and Sixers loss?
Yeah, he was dominant and Sixers lost. You got to give him.
Sixers ain't lose. What are you talking about?
And I meant to say and lost the Sixers. Okay, I got James.
Yeah, we definitely had to fix that up. I told y'all Tim ain't a fan for real. He saw Tobias and roll. Thank you, man. Thank you for catching that, because I don't even be looking at the titles.
Good look, my fault.
Somebody gonna wake up. Somebody gonna look at that and be like, "Yes, Chicago beat the Sixers."
I'll take care of that. My bad.
This guy, you worse than the brothers, but than the twins.
I know.
But no, Tobias ball, bro. And I really do think that the Sixers are really trying to make move for Harden. Harden didn't play again for the Nets. He set out again. The Nets lost again. I think the Nets about to blow that up.
But
you know
here's what you call it, they're not trading Harden. That's what Steve Nash said earlier today or yesterday. I
Steve
read
Nash
that.
don't got no say over there. Don't nobody. Players don't even believe in Steve Nash.
They really don't.
That was D'Antoni coaching last year. We all know it.
You see that.
But I think that's what he has to say for prostration, whatever we want to say. But I don't think this Sixers team. The way that they're playing. If you're gonna give me this kind of Tobias, and I don't think that Seth. I think Seth still has more to offer. But if you give me this Tobias, and I think Maxey can turn it on at any point in time. You can get a great game from Maxey. This Tobias, this B. I'm willing to ride into the playoffs with this team. I would like to shore up some things, but I'll take my shot with this team as it is.
I don't mind. I don't mind this team. I'd rather make sure we get what we want in the off season than to sit there and make a bad decision just for the sake of making a trade. Because if you see that the team is coming together, if you just actually look at how the team is gelling, I will say Danny Green, he had a big shot in the game, but defensively he's just not there anymore. And if to me,
Danny's not going to be. You just started. You're going to have Thibault in there starting. Thibault didn't play tonight.
Yeah,
so that's be Thibault's spot. I mean, that being said, I agree with you. I want to improve the small forward position more than anything else. I would like to upgrade to because I still think Seth is better. If we make the right move and bring the right complementary player in, a small forward, Seth Curry you could deal with Seth Curry being your starting two, but that small forward position has to be upgraded more than anything else, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And all right. So they talking about who had a better jumper, Olajuwon or Embiid? I think Embiid is a better shooter than Olajuwon was. I think Olajuwon was a better ball handler and a whole lot quicker and more athletic. But Embiid's pull up, that man, bro, that thing is the last couple years. That thing has been automatic.
The only thing is really missing with Embiid right now is just he just need more time because I'm actually going to say that he's just as good as Olajuwon. Be honest with you, he's a better ball handler than Olajuwon. His moves, Olajuwon wasn't hitting step back 3-pointers in games like that. Olajuwon wasn't. No. Olajuwon could hit step-backs. Olajuwon could crack a ball and put him in the spin cycle in a heartbeat. Olajuwon was but not at the 3-point line. Not at the 3-point line.
But I think that's just a matter of what the game was then. Back then, you didn't have your big men shooting those.
Exactly, and that's what makes Embiid so unique because Unique is doing those things. Plus, he still got a low post game. I do think that Olajuwon low post moves or he has more, but that's just a matter of time. Embiid right now, he hitting that fadeaway jump shot.
B don't have that quickness Olajuwon had. I think Embiid is more powerful, but Olajuwon was quick as I don't know what. Like watching him like crack people on the. I mean, listen. That being said, if it's hard to say you'll take Embiid over Olajuwon because Olajuwon is an all-time great. But that being said, the skill set that Embiid has, bro,
the trajectory.
Embiid is more skilled than Olajuwon was.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not.
That's the evolution of basketball. See Mr. Wynn, you getting caught in stuff. That's just what old heads do sometimes. And I'm an old head. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be 50. I'm an old head. I get it. But sometimes you gotta look at what the younger players are as opposed to that. That's just like I can never say like somebody might try to argue about Reggie Miller being one of the best shooters or even Ray Allen. I don't think that they're better shooters than Steph Curry. And it ain't just about living in the moment. It's like when you look and see what these guys can do, sometimes it's just the evolution of the game. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, Embiid has the total package. There's no big man that can shoot the way that he does. How many times, like Olajuwon bringing the ball up court, setting the offense up? Like Embiid can come up the court and not just come up the court, because Shaq could bring the ball up the court, but to do it under control the way that he does is something that a lot of big men aren't able to do and couldn't do. Yep. Like Embiid and Joker can bring the ball up court as centers and actually initiate the offense.
But you see Drummond got a facial for the young boy the day.
Yeah.
That was actually kind of funny.
Was that a foul though? Do you think that was a foul?
It wasn't a foul.
I didn't think so.
And actually, it looked like it was just straight up good defense. But and Drummond, to his credit though, he chased him down, and a lot of times he's the one, he has the advantage. But and that's what kind of made me mad. Did you see the play on Danny Green when Danny Green had a wide open layup and he let the ball close in and get the block on him? That was kind of that's what I said. Danny is too slow right now. To me, I'm playing.
But that's the thing. Danny wouldn't be starting if Thibault was there.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not rooting for Korkmaz either. We just got again.
Well, honestly, I think Isaiah Joe might impede on Danny. I think Isaiah Joe, if he's took advantage of what's there, I think that he could.
He could, and I think Doc, they want to. He's just not taking. Like he had that 2-game stretch where he looked like, okay, he got a shot. But the last couple of games, I don't think he scored in either one of them. Be honest with you, I can't remember. I don't think he scored. Did he score tonight?
Who's that?
Isaiah Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's some inconsistency, but he's still a kid though. So, but the problem is we're in win now mode. So when we start talking about all this other stuff, you know, I do like the fact that it was like the Sixers. I'm ecstatic, bro. If Tobias could give me this, and it's starting to look more and more because Tobias has done it recently. Remember, it was they came out and they said Tobias had shoulder problems. Because I remember in the offseason, I remember in the beginning of the season, Tobias was being interviewed on the radio, and he was talking about how him and Embiid talk all the time. And he said that every time he called Embiid, he was like, if he called Embiid, he had to be working out, because Embiid, the first thing Embiid would say whenever he called is, "Yo, did you work out today? Are you working out?" So he said him and Embiid, that's what they was doing in the offseason, working on a game. So, and now then Tobias came in here and it looked like he was struggling this season. But then when they said it was his shoulder, I mean, ever since he took that tape off, he ain't got that shoulder as a crutch no more. He's actually being more aggressive and attacking. So we'll see, because we still need to see what he does in the playoffs.
See, and I'm okay with all of this. It's just our weaknesses. The strengths is fine. When we have a game like this, everybody look good, everybody play good. That's fine. My concern is when we play the upper echelon teams, which you're going to play those upper echelon teams once you get
Chicago was the number 1 seed in the East until today.
I'm talking about as far as, and that's what I said. We got Chicago number. We got Chicago's number.
So Chicago's not an upper echelon team. We done beat them 3 times this year.
My concern is when teams go to zone defense. That's my biggest concern. And we do.
All right, guess what? Miami plays zone. Didn't we play Miami earlier this year and beat them? Miami plays zone.
We split with them. We split with Miami. And
okay.
They didn't have their starting center. And then that was Jimmy Butler's second game back from being out.
Nah, we're not gonna sit here and make excuses for them. They didn't. They played.
I'm not saying, but what I'm saying is when you're playing a zone team, you know we struggle. My thing is I want to see how we react, because yesterday on Friday night it didn't look too good, and I still got like a sour taste in my mouth because of that game.
Yeah, you got PST, or whatever they call it. You got that, but PTSD. Yeah, you got that. But this my thing is. And I get it, because that we're Sixers fans. So, you know, and I get it. I understand you want to be cautious with it. But my thing is, you don't think that Chicago is worried about the playoffs? Like, you don't think Chicago is worried, like, oh my God, like we can't beat the Sixers. Like, sometimes it's just a matter of you don't think these other teams look and look at Joel Embiid and saying, like, what is our answer for him? Because who has an answer for Joel Embiid in the East?
They don't. But I'm just saying what the Tobias that we got in the playoffs is kind of the Tobias we got in that Dallas game. And that Dallas game was just 2 days ago. So my concern is, yes, he played well today. There was they didn't issue, or they didn't throw a zone out. Everybody was straight man-to-man defense, and we played well. The team looked smooth. Got to give Maxey his props. Maxey was hitting his three-point shot. I think he hit 3 of them in the game. So that's
3 for 4.
Yeah, he's being a whole lot more consistent as far as shooting the three. So those are good things. My concern, though, is if we really want to say this is not going to be a wasted year, then I would need to see some consistency as far as beating those zones. That zone defense.
But you're saying that, but how many? All right, how many times they played the zone this year and they got like dismantled? Was it that one game?
No,
so far
it wasn't.
So what was the other game that this happened in?
That happened another game. I can't remember what it was, but it was that was.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying is how often does that happen? Like you have situations like that in different. Now I do agree with you, but that's why I think that. But I don't know if we can make some adjustments because I thought Maxey should have been. I think the combination of them playing the zone and them having height in Dallas. I don't think that Miami has the height that Dallas has. So I think that Maxey can do a better job of driving and penetrating against his zone in Miami. I think Maxey is fast enough and they're not as tall over there in Dallas that he could do that. So, I mean, it remains to be seen. I understand your concern. I'm concerned about it a little bit myself, but I'm looking at Maxey, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists off of 6 for 9 shooting. He did what he needed to do. Just Embiid, 14 out of 23 shots, almost 61%. Had 10 rebounds. Tobias had 8 rebounds and 5 assists. Embiid had 10 rebounds, 3 assists. And I think that a lot of Maxey, like even Maxey when he got the open shot on the wing, I think a lot of that predicates on if you have Embiid and Tobias dictating things inside, they draw attention and these other guys get the outside shots.
I agree with that. But shout out to Toby though. He did a real good job. Curry didn't shoot too well. He was 5 for 15. He might need another 3 games off. Then he'll come back and be a little fresher. That's not good shooting 5 for 15 from your starting shooting guard. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's still having lingering effects from his what was his ankles or his shoulder or something was bothering him. It was
who's that?
Yep, Steph Curry.
I think it was his ankle, back, all that other stuff.
Yeah, because he played 39 minutes, but 5 for 15 shoot is not good. But
see, Herb, my biggest problem with Tobias last game was that he didn't shoot enough. That was my biggest. He went 6 for 8. Tobias shot 6 for 8. But when they went zone, he wasn't aggressive enough. That was my problem with him in that last game. So, I mean, we keep saying that the zone, like how many teams in the league actually play zone like that?
It's not about playing the zone.
Toronto's not going to make the playoffs, so I'm not worried about playing Toronto zone. And I think we beat Toronto anyway.
It's what I'm saying is if they throw it at us, because that's the thing is they don't see it a lot, but when you do see it, and teams are going to use it. You're not going to tell me all the scouts that these NBA teams have, they're going to be
but you know what? And you know what? Every team can't play the zone as well as others.
That's true.
Dallas may have played. Dallas is coached by Jason Kidd. Maybe this is what Jason Kidd has coached them up to do. Maybe this is what Miami, and we know this is what Miami has been coached up to do.
Miami plays zone. They actually play a zone defense.
But I'm saying, who are these other teams that play this great zone defense?
I think the Bucks will probably play it with issue of zone.
You saying they will probably? Where have you seen the Bucks playing this zone defense?
When they play the Sixers.
No, you don't.
I mean, we play the Bucks.
No, you don't. You don't see the Bucks playing no zone defense.
Well, we'll see on the 17 what they do. Because teams, especially in a 7-game series, you don't think when teams are making those adjustments. Because before they had this excuse, okay, we're gonna just let Ben. That their issue is we'll just let Ben beat us. Now they take away Ben. Then they're gonna say, okay, we're gonna throw out the zone, and then we're gonna you gotta shoot over or you gotta break it. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is
I hear what you're saying, but you're saying it like every team plays the zone as well as Miami, or every team plays the zone.
The teams that we're gonna see, the teams we're gonna see in the second and third round. They're going to be the upper echelon team. They're the best of the.
But best. They don't all play zone. Atlanta don't play a zone.
Atlanta might not be the playoffs.
But that's who we faced last year. When did you see Atlanta play a zone? When do you see Brooklyn play a zone? Do you see these teams play zone like that though? It's not like you're not just going to get up there and get into the playoffs and say we haven't done this all season. Now let's run the zone. They don't do that.
They will do it, and you can do it.
You're thinking like it ain't like a video game where you say, okay, I'm calling a zone defense now. That's the stuff you got to be coached and conditioned to do.
Everybody knows how to play.
You need to know your rotations.
No, but everybody, for the most part, the zone, everybody know how to play a zone defense. Everybody know how to play it.
That's not everybody doesn't know how to play a zone well.
But
You can say because
you,
the player zone, you have to remember how John Chaney used to have that zone, that matchup zone. Everybody can't run a zone like that.
that's true. But here's the thing: once we see it, for some reason, we get real silly minded. Like we can't do nothing about it. It's nothing about it. I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
agree with that.
All right. I mean, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I'm just saying now from here on out, especially if we don't make no trades, I would like to see our reaction the next time that comes up. That's it.
Oh, and guess what? I also feel like we didn't have Korkmaz, who he's not great, but Korkmaz is a ball handler. We seen tonight Korkmaz dribble in and get some penetration and stuff. And we also had Shake, who is a ball handler. We only had Maxey was the only guy that we had in that game against Dallas that could actually dribble penetrate. He's the only
why
player
Doc Rivers got the win. Why he needs to be fired? Because he didn't double DeRozan. If you double DeRozan, who you gonna get to double DeRozan with?
If you're letting DeRozan, if DeRozan is lighting them up and he's getting what he is, and he's shooting mid-range shots, he's shooting mid-range twos. It's not like he's bombing away from three. He's hitting two. So you're going to come down and double team DeRozan and then leave some of these other guys open to hit threes? I'm not.
DeRozan, he just that boy. And this is why I don't like the backcourt of Maxey and Seth, which I said we need a taller shooting guard. You need that taller shooting guard because you're going to get the Bookers, you're going to like Devin Bookers and the DeRozans and those big shooting guards out there. And Seth really can't defend against that.
But so guess what? We won't see Booker unless we make the finals, and we've seen DeRozan 3 times and beat them all 3.
We did with Zach LaVine. But in the
Zach LaVine, the first 2 Zach LaVine played.
I said with Zach LaVine.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We beat their whole squad, you know.
If you saying how can we upgrade? Or can we use an upgrade somewhere? We could use an upgrade at the shooting guard position as far as defensively, at least. We need somebody who's a better defender than what we got there. Because the 2, Maxey, unfortunately, Maxey's a good kid and he can ball, but defensively, he's not no lockdown defender, and neither is Seth. So that's a caution. Now I kind of agree with you. We was talking about this early. The boy Niang is like a loose. Now he do stupid stuff during the game. Like I'm like, yo, but Niang, chill. Every once in a while, he just do a bad foul at the wrong time. I mean,
who he reminds me of? He reminds me of remember how Dwight used to be like that last year? Like Dwight would play solid, but then every once in a while he just do something dumb. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, chill.
Like how you remember that LA when last year in LA he was acting real dumb. That's when Doc was like, you ain't coming back here no more.
So all right, let me ask you this because somebody Fisher. I don't want to mess up Giacomo. I want to say Fisher says he agrees with you that we need to ditch Seth Curry. This is my issue with that. We're saying ditch him and bring in somebody athletic. If they can't shoot, you don't think that Seth Curry is shooting, I think, 49% from the floor or 45% from the floor, 40+% from 3-pointers. You don't think that makes a difference and opens up the floor none? You don't think when him and Embiid run that little pick and pop like when Embiid used to run with so I'm saying to just get rid of them. I do agree that we do need to upgrade at least some defensive pieces where we can rotate, because I don't think you can go in there with Maxey and Seth as your backcourt on a consistent basis, especially in certain points of the game. You do need a defensive presence there. Yeah. But that being said, I'm not sitting here and saying like Seth Curry just. So I guess I just need to understand what people mean when they say let's get rid of him. Like that. Remember, people wanted to get rid of Tobias Harris like about 2 weeks ago. You know, we just trade Tobias, get it, just anything, get that contract out of here.
Yeah, but he been playing. For the most part, he's been playing. They struggled in that Dallas game. It was a late game too. Start at 10, so I mean it was an adjustment. I can't totally not. And we was leading. We had a real big lead in that game as well, late in the third, and then we just lost it. So I'm not saying that we. I guess I'm being a little bit too hard on him, but I'm just nervous. I'm concerned. That's what I say. I'm concerned about going to the playoffs and teams making adjustments in a 7-game series, and that being a killer because we never really got a chance to adjust to it during the season. Like, show that tape.
I guess my thing is with the Sixers. This is how I feel about the Sixers. I still feel as though they're as good as any team in the East. For one, because Embiid plays the way that he plays, and I think that you can get somewhat close to this from Tobias on a regular basis. And I do think that Seth Curry can be better. I think that we have enough guys who would like pick your poison type guys. Like I think on a given night, Maxey can go off. Or Seth, if everything's if against certain matchups where they can't cover that perimeter as well and guard Embiid and Tobias, Seth can get off. I do think that we have a team that can match up against teams because we have it. It's just the problem is our guys are like kind of like specialty guys. You know what I'm saying? Like with certain stuff. So, but that being said, I would love to increase our chance. But I think as we are built right now, I feel confident against any team in the East. I do. And when you talk about the West, we beat Golden State with our full team.
I still got to see what we do against the Milwaukee Bucks. That's going to be a good game.
I agree.
I think that's going to be a good match for us. I mean, we still don't rebound well. That's another alarm. That's alarming. That's why that upgrade on defense, the small forward position is probably vital because we are just not a good rebounding team at all. Even the day they out rebounded us by 4, and then I think one of the Bulls they got a offensive rebound on us and then got the foul, and I'm like, yo, we got the box out. We just not a good rebounding team at all, and I don't know if that's going to hurt us in the long run. There's a couple flaws in there, but with all that being said, Sixers are pretty decent. They're a pretty good team. I like you definitely when you see Maxey is taking steps. You see he's just on his trajectory is just like really going high right now. So I'm loving what I'm saying with Maxey. Embiid is by far I'm not called it. I'm glad I called it. He's the MVP of the league right now. So you got him, and then Tobias, who for the last 2-3 weeks has been playing well. So 3 of your 5 starters are looking pretty decent. Are you concerned with Thibault keep getting these knick-knack injuries right now? Because this is again he's out with because I saw him hurt his shoulder. I don't know if is this a shoulder again, because
I think when it comes down to it, it's just about maintenance. And in all honesty, I think Embiid probably would have been taking a lot more games off this season, except for the fact that with COVID he missed those couple weeks and he wants a shot at the MVP. So they're not going to see. They're right. He wants a legit. He knows the reason he didn't win it last year is because he missed so many games.
Yeah.
So Embiid's not trying to sit out periods of game. But I think that the way that the league goes, you do have guys that are going to sit out like that. Now, I'll say this. I get everybody. See, this is my thing. All right. I get it. Tobias is not a superstar. Tobias is not an all-star. But if you're telling me 19-7 is I don't care about his contract. See, that sometimes people get caught up into what he's getting paid. I don't care what he's getting paid right now, because right now I'm just worried about what we have on the court and can we win with what's on the court. You know what I'm saying? So if Tobias is overpaid, Maxey is underpaid. Balance out to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it goes when it comes to contracts. But you're not going to tell me that him 19-7 is not good. Like when people just say, get rid of him. Get rid of them. What you bringing in? You know what I'm saying? What you bringing in is just you just people just make it like that's nothing. Just plug somebody else in there. They'll get like last year we had people telling us that Mike Scott could average 19-7 if he got Tobias minutes.
Yeah, that was the Mike. He never got another job. What are you doing? Is he overseas somewhere? We liked him. Mike Scott was a cool boy.
Yeah, as a person, we like Mike Scott, but let's be honest with his score. He was.
But this is a good road win too, because again they played late Friday night. Then they had to travel to Chicago. They said the temperature is like 11 degrees right now. So I mean, just to go in there and get that win, man. I'm encouraged. That was good. Now Tuesday game is going to be a must-see TV.
Who we got?
The Phoenix Suns. That Embiid going against like a real center, like their center is legit. So then
I don't think he has anything for Embiid. The issue comes in with everybody else around him.
I'm saying he in the role that he plays, he's dominant. He's pretty good. He's good. You can't hate on him.
I'm not saying he's not, but I just don't think that I don't think that he matches up with Embiid. He's Embiid's young boy. Remember a lot of these like these Islanders and stuff like this, like Embiid took a lot of them boys under his wing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them look up to Embiid and then they tell Embiid, look at them like they his young boys. But we did see Mo Bamba try to get off when he faced Embiid. You know what I'm saying? He was hitting them threes, but then Embiid sealed the deal and did what he did.
So you see what Derozan, you see how what Derozan did to us. What do you think Devin Booker and Chris Paul?
Oh, we already know Devin Booker was lighting us up when we had Ben Simmons, who was the defensive of the year candidate. So and guess what? What I am interested to see is what Maxey does against Chris Paul.
That's gonna be a good matchup, the two of them. Oh wait, yeah, I would like to see how he'll defend them. That's what I say. I'm really looking forward to that game. That game is here. Is in Philly.
So we'll see. I mean, we had problems against Booker. Booker usually gives us problems. So
yeah.
I don't think to your point, I don't know if we're a good matchup against Phoenix, because they have they have the depth that they have.
Yeah.
But that being said, we'll see.
They got 10 more wins more than we do. That's crazy. They just got that 10, and they said this on the broadcast. They just got that 10 loss. So I mean, fortunately, they do play Chicago tomorrow. And then they play us on the back end of a back-to-back. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. But that's gonna be a good game. All right, you got any final?
Yeah, and I think mid-range players and players that can shoot from the mid-range give the Sixers so much problems because they force Embiid to come out, and when he comes out, then you're open to the back door. The center getting it. But I think that the Sixers have done a better job of coaching Embiid up on stopping that. And I don't necessarily know if it was the coaches as much as I do want to get the coaches their props. But I think Drummond does a excellent job of playing those backdoor oops and stuff like that. I think that part of bringing Drummond in helped Embiid with certain aspects.
I agree with that. And you know how what's the young boy name that we traded to Phoenix?
Oh, you talking about Mikal?
Yeah, Mikal Bridges. I want to see how he gonna perform. He coming home in front of the family and everything. So that's gonna be a good
Demar. Let me tell you something. If we get, I guarantee you, if we get Harden, I think Tobias numbers go up. Because Tobias won't have to handle the ball as much. You have Harden who can hit that mid-range. He can drive and the attention that I think you'll see Embiid catch a few more oops. I think you'll see Tobias with a lot more slashing finishes around the basket. I think that Harden brings all that if we can pull that trade off.
See, the only thing is if we trade Ben to Brooklyn becomes the favorite to win it all. They becomes the favorite. I told you this the last podcast. If Brooklyn get Ben, they got 3, 6, 10 Bulls in their starting lineup. 3, not one, but 3.
And not one 7-footer that can stop Embiid. So I don't care nothing about none of that.
Sorry,
they just got more fouls on the team. That's all.
And you still got the what's the Bull thing that was with the Spurs. He retired because of a heart condition.
What was the Cleveland trade? People talking about what was the Cleveland? I know Cleveland did make a trade. I didn't get a chance to look and see what it was.
LeVert. What's his first name?
Harris.
Yeah.
Who did they get rid of?
They really didn't have to give him much. This was more so to bolster Cleveland, which was a good trade. Which I can't see why we didn't do something like that.
See, now the one issue I do have about Cleveland is their guards have given us problem in the past. And I do think that Jared Allen is the one guy in the East right now who actually gives Embiid some difficulties. I think he's athletic enough and he's long enough. Pause. But I think Jared Allen actually gives Embiid. That's why I thought the Nets messed up when they did the trade for Harden and they got rid of Jared Allen. I thought that was going to hurt them against us. Rubio, Casanova, Karis LeVert for Rubio. That's an upgrade because Rubio wasn't. But we and guess what? We still got to see how it fit. Remember everybody when the Nets made their trade last year, and the Nets was going to be this unstoppable force and everything else. Look at them now. Stuff look real good on paper sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button too. You're new to the channel. All right, anybody got any final thoughts before we roll out?
No, I'm good, man. It was just make sure you change that title.
I changed it.
All Sixers lost.
My fault. But yo, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button, and we'll be back.
And tell your people to subscribe and like. Let's try to do this. Let's get us over 1,000. I just want to see over 1,000. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see it. I just want to see 1K. I'm tired of seeing like the 95593. Get us over. Y'all could do it. Come on, show us some love, man. Tell your people, even if it's your people, your girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? Your old man, you got your kids. Tell them to give us a just give us a like, give us a subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Help a brother out.
I appreciate it, y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button. We'll catch y'all in our next video.
Peace.
Yeah, we out.